Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. My answer to the question which Dr. Nandini has posed, that whether the German model, the dual track model of vocational training, feasible in India. My answer is yes. But there is a caveat. The caveat is that we have to bring in some very drastic, far-reaching changes. And those changes will have to be brought at the level of the political leaders, at the level of the professionals in the education. The first premise I would like to build is that, as Professor Vilas Aftanaker has very rightly said, that we have to catch the students very young. If we really want the vocational education to be ingrained into our higher education system. There, I would like to place on record that as far as the political thinking in India is concerned, the national education policy, spearheaded by our Honorable Prime Minister, has already declared that we would like to introduce the vocational training element at the school level. There should be a seamless integration between the academic as well as the vocational aspects of learning. But the problem is, there are big challenges in the vocational education itself in India. The biggest of it, I feel, is that industry is not that enthusiastic. The big industry is not dependent on the government for their skilled manpower requirements. Role of MSME, which is very critical, that support to the academia is lacking. In this regard, actually, India is in a very important and pertinent stage of a demographic dividend. We would be the largest labor reservoir in the world in the next 2 decades. The aging population, that is population above the 65 years. In 2010, it was 530 million. In 2040, it will be 1.3 billion. But then the question is the quality of the vocational training that we are imparting, the capacity building of the instructors, that is to be questioned. I'll just quote some of the data which the Ministry of the Skill Development, Government of India, gave to the Parliamentary Committee. You all know that we have a federal system where parliamentary committees, they question the ministries. The budget of the skill development for this ministry was reduced to half, from almost like $500 million to the quarter. That means there is a budget constraint. We have a constraint of a poor infrastructure of training. We have a constraint of the capacity building of the trainers. So these kind of constraints and the lack of enthusiasm from the industry, it's a very, very big challenge for us. May I propose at this forum that we have the experts who deal with the content of the dual track German model, can they also propose a module which can seamlessly be introduced at the school stage so that the present model which is being offered, it is only for the higher education. So I'll leave this question with the expert. And with this, I would also highlight that we have the presence of Dr. Nandini, who is a very, very kind of useful resource for India, where the vocational training as well as the academics is blending. So these are the people who can really spearhead the movement of vocational education in India. As far as government is concerned, the active support to the industry, like the Festo is doing. I have seen that in the recent past, our industry sector, for example, Tata has taken a huge initiative in the state of Karnataka. Bosch company from Germany has taken a huge initiative of training our youth. My answer in conclusion is that yes, these kind of approaches, which are highlighted by the companies like Tata, Bosch, or even the Indo-German initiative to train 40,000 youth, they are necessary, but they are very piecemeal. We need to internalize in the system so that the vocational training starts right from the school age.